Hello everyone, welcome to the Right Theater, and today we're doing a little bit of a different video because this is a video on what anime I watched in January of this year. And now, wait, I know what you're thinking, right? This is a manga channel. Why aren't you doing this on what manga you read this month? If you watch my manga pickups for the month, you will know what I've read that month because I just read what I buy for that month. So just watch my manga pickups and you will be up to speed on what I'm reading. With anime, I can't exactly do anime unboxing, so this is why I'm doing this kind of video. And so, without further ado, let's start with the first series I watched this month. Also, if my voice sounds a little off or scratchy, it's because I've just been sick right before recording this video, so yeah, please excuse that, and let's get right into the video.
I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Cowboy Bebop is a masterpiece, and that's probably the most redundant thing I'm gonna say in this entire video. If you have not given yourself the service and the absolute pleasure of watching this series, that is your fault and you are missing out. Everything down to how the main trio, Spike, Faye, and Jet, are developed, to even Ed and Ein, characters that I genuinely could care less about at first, at the end of the series, were two of my favorites, and it's just amazing how they were able to develop these characters so insanely well in just 26 episodes. The villains in this series are weird because they either miss really bad and the main cast is the only thing carrying that episode, but when they hit, boy do they hit and add every possible thing to the episode that they're a part of. In those last few episodes, and especially the exact last episode, hardly any anime series I've ever seen has hit me right in the feels as hard as these final episodes of Cowboy Bebop did, and I doubt anything will come close for the rest of the year. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is easily one of my favorite series of all time, so it really pains me to say this when this was the subpar first episodes of a JoJo part. I mean, it just kinda felt boring, especially with that whole thing with the debt collector. It just felt so much like we've had this done before, and it's been done better before. And those last couple episodes with Weather Report, those were good, and it gives me hope that maybe just the problem is Netflix's poor release patterns for this series, and it's just bad pacing on their part, and that the series is actually going to be good. However, time will only tell whether or not it pans out to be good, but you know, at this point, I'm going to be honest, I'm not too confident that it will. Erased is a time-traveling murder mystery combination of several genres, and it is so good. The characters are so endearing and wholesome. It's just so nice, and it warms the heart, man. It's good. But then this series can get dark and real dark, and it can just dive into some of the most messed up things I've ever seen in an anime, like ever. But it's able to ride this fine line so well and combine these two opposite feelings, and it just comes together so perfectly. One of my only gripes with this series is it is a murder mystery type thing, and it's so obvious who the killer is just because they don't develop any other possible suspects, so that's just a bit of a bummer, but everything else is still very good. And hearing the main character Satoru's process of developing everything around him and him trying to fix all of these things and making sure that everything goes perfectly so that these horrific accidents don't happen again is just incredibly well done. And to anyone who hasn't gone out of their way to check the series out already, definitely 100% do it. It is so good and will be worth your time. Dorohedoro is a bloody and gory and violent show with so much messed up stuff that happens during the entire runtime of the series. It's also the only comedy I've watched this entire month. The main character is this dude here, Kaiman, and what happened to him is a wizard turned his head into the head of a lizard, and now he's got to go around putting people's heads in his mouth to find out who put the curse on him in the first place. We actually spend more time with the villains in this series than the actual main characters, and it doesn't take away from the development of the main characters, it just extends the development of the villains to a point where we care about the villains and the heroes just about equally, if not the villains more. On both sides, it's so entertaining to watch these characters with such strong personalities engage in such insane activities. This series can also make you attached to like the most minuscule and minute characters, and yet you're gonna remember them. You may not remember their names, but you're going to remember how they acted in their time during the series for one reason or another. This is one that I would 100% recommend. I know I've been saying that a lot, but genuinely, I would so recommend this one. Don't let the animation style turn you off. You'll get used to it eventually. It's good. Samurai Champloo is a masterpiece, and that's only the second most redundant thing I've said in this entire video. Literally everything I said about Cowboy Bebop you could also apply to Samurai Champloo, and while yes, everyone makes so many common comparisons between the two, I feel like it's a fair one and one I'm going to make for the sake of not repeating myself. The animation in the series is absolutely incredible, and there's no doubt about that. I would say that's definitely one leg it has up above Cowboy Bebop. The last couple episodes are equal to Cowboy Bebop on the pure amount of emotion in those episodes. And this series really succeeds at its goal of making you wish that this adventure could just last forever and there could be more and more episodes with these characters we've grown so accustomed to. Now, I thought for sure, no doubt in my mind, that the two best series I was going to watch this month was going to be Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. However, there was one dark horse in this race which absolutely stole the show. And I know what you're waiting for, but before we get to Nomad, I want to talk about Megalobox Season 1. Because in my opinion, Season 1 is easily as good as Nomad, and I want to talk about, in my opinion, why that is. And it's because, without a shred of doubt in my mind, it is the best underdog story I have ever seen. It is so perfect the way they build up Pops and Joe going from these scumbags who throw fights to some of the most respected athletes in the entire world. And I don't care what anybody says, I feel for Sachio on a level that I will never be able to describe to somebody who does not like him. There's just something so sad and tragic about his character, and that is just exemplified in the next season. All this build up, all the sacrifices for his crew to get him to this amazing final fight, which is one of the best finales I've seen in any anime ever. Okay, now on to Nomad. Now, in my opinion with Nomad, it only works if you already absolutely love the characters. And because you're so heartbroken to watch the entire group fall apart and begin to despise each other. Nomad is one of the most tragic anime I've ever seen when it comes to deconstructing an already built up iconic hero like Joe. This series hits you with some of the hardest emotional gut punches, and it makes you care about these new characters introduced in this season, and in some cases makes you care about characters in the first season for the first time ever. Nomad is one of the greatest sequels of all time, and its predecessor is one of my favorite battle shonen ever. Without a doubt, this is my favorite anime of the month. I want to thank you all for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want this to become a monthly thing, make sure to support the video. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.